3, you're live.
Hey. Yeah.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning.
I was just telling you guys about my one of my worst experiences as a job was cold calling people to sell them on long distance.
Yeah.
This was like 20 years ago when people actually paid for long distance. And these were companies that we don't have now, like, now you have MTS Bell, like the established ones.
Yeah.
This was some, like, I don't know,
Random.
Nitro Link or some weird ass shit like that. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't buy from you.
Yeah, I know, just the name itself, right?
Nitro Link.
Yeah. Anyways, everybody, welcome to today's podcast, number 80. And we got a very talented man on the podcast today. I'm actually pretty excited to talk to him. But before we do that, let's talk about our sponsor of the podcast. New Winnipeg Dodge Chrysler, servicing Winnipeg, Headingley, and surrounding areas. There are many reasons to choose Winnipeg Dodge as the dealership to trust with your vehicle. Employing only highly trained technicians that use certified parts from the manufacturer, we make servicing your vehicle a simple and pleasant experience. From your initial auto search online until you drive off our lot in your new or used vehicle, Winnipeg Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram is excited to be your preferred auto partner. Contact them at 204-774-4444. What kind of car do you drive?
I drive a CRV.
Nice.
Honda?
See.
Honda.
Yeah.
Nice.
When are we going to go drive some Vipers?
I don't know.
I mean, the weather's changed now.
I don't know. John, when are we doing this, buddy?
Let's go.
We want to go down to the dealership and just shoot a cool video of like
Yeah.
cool cars,
Yeah.
doing some fun stuff for the Fit Fam.
Nice.
But we were scheduled to do it, and then the weather went sideways.
And
But
now
it
it's
seems like it's back now.
Yeah, this weekend.
Back.
Plus 18.
Mm-hmm. So, ladies, hopefully you're watching this on Facebook because there's a very handsome gentleman, and I don't just mean myself or RJ, sitting at this table with us. Let me introduce him to you. This man became an owner of 5 different. Oh, wait a minute, that's the title. Where are we here? Where are we? Guest intro. The man sitting next to me is the true definition of an entrepreneur. Like many, he attended Red River College for business with the intention of taking over the family business called PartyworX. Since then, he has bought 2 rental properties. Up until 2009, along with his family, they owned Freshie, Keniston Common. Is it at Keniston Common? Or is that what it's called?
At Keniston.
Okay. Today, he is a part owner of Fast Fired on Roblin Boulevard, and his focus is on marketing, franchise development, and menu design. His most current business, which is super awesome, is called Washi, where his team comes to your driveway and washes the interior and exterior of your vehicle. Prior to his business life, he was a DJ on the weekends, worked for CN for 5 years in Melville, Saskatchewan, where he self-educated himself on all things business through books, committed to training for and ran a full marathon in 2009, and was a high-level hockey player for 16 years. Looking forward and having a passion for health and fitness, he is already working on 2 more business ideas, one being in the health and fitness industry, and all of this at the ripe old age of 31 years old. Everybody, let's welcome Jesse McDougall. Whew.
Thank you.
So you've done a
guys.
few things in your young life, eh?
Couple. Yeah.
That's good.
Should we fire up with the questions first?
You want to get
Get
into
the
it?
audience right away.
All right, so last.
First of all, who's online right now?
Yeah.
Who's all watching? Let us know. And we got 5 top questions that women want to ask men, but they don't.
Yeah. But before we do that, should we do a draw?
We should do the draw.
Okay. We're going to get you to stick your hand in here.
So,
Don't look.
courtesy of
Pick out.
Synoptic Heating and Cooling, the last referral prize, $125. Who do we got?
Jessica. Jeez, can't read the last name. Coach.
Oh, Katowicz.
Jessica
Katowicz.
Katowicz. Sorry.
Nice.
There we go.
Her name.
Ashley and Jessica. Jessica, you just won $125.
Oh, is it?
Bam.
Nice. But don't forget, if you don't claim it, you don't get it.
And we're going and spending it at Washi.
Yeah, we're gonna
getting
get
a
a
car
cars
wash, and we're going to get some
Get
pizzas.
pizzas.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Hey, Fresh Fired, is that wood fired pizza?
No, so
How's that work?
it's a gas fired.
Gas fired.
Yeah.
You talk a little closer into the mic there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. Good.
We just shot Nary's Kitchen 2 weeks ago.
Oh, there?
And we did a pumpkin, what is it called?
It's called the Pumpkin Spice Ferrero.
So the funny thing
Ooh.
about that video is Alex, right?
Yeah.
So Alex doesn't actually cook the food there,
No.
right?
Alex
so
is your guy.
Jesse sent this guy. Yeah, he's
Okay.
his side. Like it'd be like me sending you to cook the food kind of thing, right? So they work together, but he's not one of the chefs.
No.
Okay.
But he had a whole hat on. He looked the part, man. Like I was
Yeah.
like, man, this guy's like a chef,
Yeah.
right? Like he comes in, then after he tells, oh, I never did it. So there was a part in the video. Did you watch it?
Yeah, where it puffs up.
Yes.
And he's like, oh my God.
You're not supposed to do that, right?
What's going on?
Yeah. So this guy, And he's very vocal, right? So he's he's just so loud, and I could hear it in the camera.
Yeah.
And so I guess I don't know what he did wrong. Like
Uh,
it tasted fine to me after, but
Yeah, it happens every time. So
Oh,
he
okay.
just has never done it.
oh,
So
he
he was just
didn't know,
surprised. You
expect
just
it.
poke a little hole.
So yeah, so the thing rose.
Yeah, I
right?
know.
The bread rose.
I remember seeing that before. Yeah.
He freaked
And then you take it out and it goes down, right?
Yeah,
A
take
little-
it out, goes
yeah.
down. You put your topping on, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
it
good to
weighs
go.
it down.
Fired pizza is so good. It's a real game
Yeah.
changer from the traditional
Oh,
baked with
my
covered
God,
in cheese pizza.
I can't even do it. But I do want to try Sorrento's. I keep hounding her.
Maria?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's one of our members here.
Well, they've got that classic, like what we're used to pizzas for years
Yeah.
and years, right? Just real thick and heavy and lots of stuff on it, right?
Exactly.
And
Well, your pizza is like that. I love this style of pizza. I've never eaten so much pizza in my life
Yeah.
ever since this whole thing came about.
Yeah.
And it's nice. You can go in, you just quickly dine in, or you can take it out. Like it's like Subway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like I can eat my Subway there. I can eat my Subway in the car. The same thing with this, right?
It's the exact same model.
Yeah. Whereas
Yeah.
those other like gourmet pizzas, like Sorrento's, is where you sit down,
Mm.
you have a meal, you'll get some pasta, and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a whole sit down family kind of thing, right?
Exactly.
so fast fired, you walk in, you choose your toppings, you're behind glass, they cook it for you. Is that how it is?
And,
the
and you're
concept?
gone. Yeah. So it's one price, unlimited toppings.
Mhm.
Usually takes about 180 seconds. Depends how much toppings you have.
Mm.
But yeah, it's quick for the
Yeah.
people that are on the go. Perfect for.
Have we been there? We go to
lunchtime.
pizza all the time. Where do we usually
I
go?
don't think you've been to his store.
No.
It's pretty far. It's out in Roblin, right?
Yeah, I
So-
wouldn't be on the south end too much, but
No.
not,
Regent will be opening up
Yeah.
soon.
oh yeah?
Yeah.
You know what we need is a little something out this area, between this area and where I live now in Molson.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing.
There's nothing. We get
But there's not really any retail though. Like where would you got here, Boston Pizza probably has exclusivity
Yeah.
to that whole parking lot,
Definitely.
but there's not a lot of
I just feel
retail.
like anything on Chief Peguis on the
Yeah.
north side of Chief Peguis, there's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
nothing. It's super untapped.
Well, they have that
over there.
whole open area too, right? Like just past right where you live, and then there's that whole
Mhm.
greenery space. They can turn that into something
Yeah,
small.
that's
but-
well. I don't know if they can right behind my condo, but there's a lot of commercial development. Like it's a brand new development, right? Chief
Yeah.
Peguis is only 8 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
So nothing has really been developed, but all the roads are brand new, right?
Yeah.
Lage, Chief, the perimeter is brand new, and there's
Yeah.
lots of space to build lots of stuff like that. So,
Mm.
hint,
Cool.
hint.
I've been told
Let's get one
that
going over there.
there's going to be no more fast fires in Winnipeg because we got one coming up in Sage Creek,
Oh yeah.
Regent.
Oh, and then after that, it's capped off.
That's kind of capped
That's
off.
that's the way you got to do it.
Yeah, I like
though.
that idea.
Yeah, it's if you put them too close, people will just go to whatever's close. Even if it's 5 minutes closer, they'll just direct. Even if even if you're sitting there yourself,
Yeah.
if there's one right across the street from them, as much as they love you,
Yeah.
it's all about proximity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you see? Or I guess two questions. Since you're a franchise expert, we'll say the idea of like a Subway where they have one every 5 blocks. There's always a Subway
Starbucks did
somewhere.
that too.
Right.
Starbucks. Do you think that's overkill? That's oversaturation, and does that pull away from the franchisee themselves?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of market research that needs to go into that kind of stuff before
Mhm.
you start popping stores everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
When we particularly bought into Freshie, Winnipeg was capped out at 14 stores. So that would have been a sweet spot for them. We were all making money at the 14 store mark, and then they went up into 21,
Oh.
and that's when we started cannibalizing each other.
Mm.
So, for example, my store on Kenniston there, the next one was Bridgewater.
Mm.
We took a $400 hit just when Bridgewater opened because that
A day.
a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? eh?
big.
So it's huge.
So, what do you think I guess with the exception of just straight greed, what is the reason behind putting so many stores together? Just more brand awareness. The more logos you got on streets, the more people are going to want it.
Yeah, more brand awareness, and I think it does just come down to greed.
Yeah.
Lots of franchising is about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's brand awareness for sure.
Well, the story with what happened with us was that we were originally a different. I bought into a franchise. So prior to this, do you know the story?
No, not those.
So I started training at Shapes 101. Then I started training hockey players. Like Shinneman was actually one of my first clients. And then I went on my own and I was training hockey players full time out of Chief Peguis. So I did that for about 12 years.
Yeah.
And then in 2015 is when, maybe 14, 15 is when I really started to focus on like adults, right? So Rick was a client prior. Then we went in, and the owner of Fit Body Bootcamp, Bedros, was a mentor of mine for about a year and a half. And so he kept talking about, well, at our franchises, this is what we do, and this and that, and this and that. So I was like basically modeling it.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what, let's just go let's just go all in. Let's do the franchise. So I brought the franchise here. We blew it up, right? We were the biggest in the market. And then I planned to open up another. So my plan was to open up 5 in the city. So there was going to be one here. There was going to be one over in like Tuxedo, that area where it is, one in the south, and one in Sage Creek. And then that was it. Right? That because and Transcona. That was going to be my pockets, right? Just enough. That I feel like you can do 5 gyms and not cross over into each other's pockets, right? Or pass. And then like within 2 months of me opening this one, there's all of a sudden there's a new franchise opening up. Jeez. And I'm like, I take this personal, man, because this is my life. Yeah. Like I grew this. I don't care what the name is. I grew this, and now we blew this up. So then we have to start separating who we are versus them. And I did notice that some of our clients from my other locations started going to there. And it was just out of proximity. You know what I mean? And so that's why last year we decided, let's just part ways and do our own thing. And so
it was mutual. They didn't care.
That's a good question.
We had a good relationship, the owner and I. So we parted pretty like peacefully kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But they then another one just opened up like 5 minutes away from us here. Yeah. So it was just and they were like, well, I go to Europe, and everybody thought it was I owned them. Yeah. Well, I go to the one that you opened up in Transcona, or I opened up the one you opened in Garden City, and I was like, that's not me.
Yeah, and one of the big issues with franchising in Winnipeg is all these big franchises, are from Toronto. So per capita in their little area.
Yeah. Well, this one's from California.
Yeah, exactly.
So imagine that.
So the distance between the stores will work in their regions, but not Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they try to take their demographics and sort of vomit it into Winnipeg and think it's going to somehow be the same, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, because you got to remember, in one area in Toronto, like if you go to Hamilton, that's Winnipeg. You know what I mean? You go to California, you're in Chino Hills. That's the size of Winnipeg. Mm-hmm. And then,
and that's just an area.
That's just an area. Yeah. That's why they have such high case of COVID, because it's so condensed there. Yeah. Right? But, when you come to Winnipeg, you're right. Like, Manitoba is big, but Winnipeg itself is pretty small. Yeah.
So are you guys jumping on trends with respect to downsizing the restaurants and focusing a lot on obviously takeout and delivery? Like, is there a way that you can structure a restaurant to be extremely efficient with takeout and delivery, even more so than now?
There's a bunch of different techniques that we're using with the fast casual model that we have with Fast Fire. Mm-hmm. We're actually in a perfect position for this COVID, because we don't need people sitting in our restaurant for our model to work. Mm-hmm. We're not selling booze, which is a huge sales ticket item for sit-in restaurants. So I think the fast casual, the Subways, if you have a drive-through, those are the food industry businesses that will continue to succeed. Yeah. I think you're going to see sit-down restaurants close.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like on like all of them, or
not
no.
all of them. There's going to be Joey's, Earl's. They're not going anywhere.
Right.
But you're going to see a lot of the sit-down restaurants close.
So I guess restaurateurs need to really pivot their business. So if they've been serving burgers for 38 years, they might want to figure out a way to, I don't know, be more efficient in the pickup and takeout, eh?
Exactly. Yeah. So right now we just use Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Skip, but we're going to do our own in-store delivery. See how that works.
I've wondered why are people, if those places, those apps are taking such a huge chunk, why don't businesses just go old school, pick up the phone, start taking orders, and send out a delivery guy? Whatever happened to those days? Like Domino's still does that.
I know, exactly. And I think it's a numbers game. So when the volume is that high, when you're at Domino's and when you're at Santa Lucia, the delivery driver makes a lot of sense. But we're going to crunch some numbers and see.
Yeah, for you to send a delivery guy for a $10 pizza isn't it's not cost effective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think it boils down to, and you're a perfect example of this, is people just like ordering off the apps as opposed to phoning, right? Because I don't know. I mean, maybe Domino's has an online system. I'm sure they do. It's probably,
they do.
Yeah. But it's like anything. Once you get certain, just like Amazon. I'm set up in Amazon, so I'm just buying stuff from there. I'm sure I can get it anywhere else.
Your password saved.
Exactly. Credit card saved.
Yeah.
I know how the system works.
So we do have a fast-fired app, and then what's been working great is our text to order. So we have our numbered text.
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
Okay.
Flashed along the wall, and people just text us their order, and
you ever get burned?
Like people text us and then they don't come.
Yeah,
it happens, but not often.
Yeah.
More so with Freshie, when people were calling in, they thought they would be getting a different Freshie, so they go somewhere else, and then we just throw the food out.
Yeah.
So.
I just wonder what happens to. Is there a rule on you have to throw the food away? Can you resell it? Like if I play something and then got into a car accident, could you sell it to the next person as fresh food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
I
Yeah.
don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would just be obviously quality-wise. You don't want to serve something that's been
Yeah.
sitting there for 10 minutes.
I guess a bit of a discount. I know 222, whatever the hell their number is there. They when I ordered a pizza in there back in the summer, and the guy asked me, he's like, "I got 7 pizzas here. You want it for $5?" And they were just pizzas that nobody picked up.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever heard of that.
Did you get
It's a
7?
great idea. No, I didn't buy one because I didn't have to, but I wish you would have told me that before I ordered a pizza. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no kidding.
So how does a guy like you end up in Melville, Saskatchewan, working for CN?
Well, you
How'd you do that?
You need some money to make money. So,
So how old were you when were you driving a train or what were you doing there?
yeah, so I was a conductor for CN. We do drive the train sometimes. The engineer is the main guy that's doing the driving. But
Okay.
if he needs a snooze or whatever, we'll step in there. So qualified to do that. But yeah, essentially went out there because in Winnipeg, CN, you start in the yard, which is a lot lower pay. And with CN in Melville, you start right on the road. So you're making top dollar right away. And that was my goal, to stack some money really quick and get the heck out of there.
Yeah. So how did you even get that job? Like, how did you even think to apply to CN?
Well, you don't need any post-secondary schooling for it. So
Okay.
that was a plus. And then my uncle was engineer for the last 20 years.
Okay.
So I went to a friends and family day, talked to the right people, and the next week I had a job interview.
The importance of networking, hey? Good old-fashioned face-to-face networking.
And I applied for CN for a full year straight before that online. Didn't get accepted.
Yeah.
So we do have some audience on. We have Classic Blessing.
Hey,
Hello,
Blessing.
How are you?
Hi,
We got
Blessing.
Marilia. I didn't even recognize her today. She changed her hair.
What'd she do?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it looks shorter and different color,
Okay.
but I don't know. It's dark in here.
Yeah.
We got May. Good morning, May. We got Jen Mancher and Jerome Santomi. And then Amanda has a question. What happened to the Fast Fired on Regent?
So it shut down because of the current franchisees just wanted to close the store, and we didn't have anyone on a HQ side to take over things. So it shut down. Now we found a new franchisee, and I think it should be open just before Christmas. So
Yeah, that's a good spot for it, I feel. But I mean, you do have the other, like, there's a couple other pizza places that are similar nearby.
Zaw's right there. It's
Yeah.
established, and then the only thing I would change with that location is it's not an end cap, so it's kind of on the inside.
Yeah,
So
it is.
Qdoba has a
It's
lot
hard to see.
more
Yeah.
visual, but it'll be open again soon. Yeah, sorry about that. There's been lots of questions.
So let me ask you this. From a franchise standpoint, I feel a lot of people buy franchises because they want to buy a business and they're not necessarily marketing experts or whatever. What can a franchise owner do outside of whatever the franchise tell them to draw more business?
So it's basically local store marketing because the
Okay.
franchise is going to have everything, or they should have everything planned out for you.
Right.
As soon as you open the store, your first 3 months of what you're doing and your 1 year mark, they have everything planned for you. But local store marketing is kind of where you're going to succeed and thrive because you're making the connections with everyone in your market.
So throw out some tips for somebody. What's a good thing to do?
Well, like mine and RJ's favorite one, door to door, cold call.
Yeah.
I like going and talking to people. So,
Yeah.
and meeting them and then telling them about my business straight from the mouth.
Yeah.
Lots of people don't actually read posts and read articles. So if you're able to come face to face with them, you can get the messages across a lot better.
So good old-fashioned community building, eh?
Exactly.
I think
keep
it's
it
one of
local,
those
local.
things you'd never know what you need until you get asked. And a lot of businesses are just like, business guys are so busy, and then all of a sudden, hey, Rick will be like, hey, I got these masks. Do you want to order some masks? I'm like, I never thought about it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's a lot of us guys that are really busy. If somebody presents something that, maybe you haven't been doing.
Yeah.
Right? Like a lot of business I find don't market, right? They have no social media, and they do word of mouth, but at the same time, you still need to be marketing in some form of fashion, right? Word of mouth is one method. And if you reach out to them and say, hey, listen, I could put together this campaign or whatever for you, they'd probably jump on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's business out there to be made. It's just a matter of presenting the right opportunity.
And that's why marketing agencies right now are just
blowing up.
popping up all over the place.
And you have one, right?
I I've started one. Yes.
Okay. So you want to tell us what that means?
Basically, essentially, what we were talking about. If you don't have a marketing team in place, we can step into your business. And a lot of the older businesses won't have a marketing team in place. So I'll have access to people that can design your website, run your social media accounts, come up with any local store marketing plans for you. So it's just basically about having a network of people that can work on projects.
Nice. Yeah, I guess you got to embrace technology. I was actually just writing something. I got inspired last night to write about confidence and just, me and my list. So I got a list of things to help you improve your confidence, and then I explained each one and gave a kind of a primo example.
Give us 3.
I'm going to give you one because I don't
Okay.
want to give everything. And one of them is embracing change, right? And I feel especially when you get to my age, so I'm about 15 years older than you. Once you get to that 40 mark, I don't even know why the number is that, but everybody gets into the old person mentality where you can't tell them what to do anymore.
Been
what
on the
they've
earth
done
for 40 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for 20 years, and we're not changing. And why would we do this? And young people are stupid, and nobody does it the way I do it. Everybody verbalizes and says this kind of stuff out loud.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a real confidence killer because you're not participating in the new world. And every year it's a newer world.
Something
You know what I
different.
mean?
Yeah.
Especially now. This whole COVID thing
Changes
has
every 5
launched
minutes.
technology, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you invest in stocks by chance?
I do,
Okay.
and it is a super exciting time
Isn't it?
to invest.
Like if you invested in any kind of Amazon, Facebook, any sort of technology, Teslas,
DocuSign, PayPal.
DocuSign, Zoom, like if you had put some money in there, you definitely increased your net worth probably by 5 times, 10 times. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. So what my point is that we have to embrace this. It's not like pre-COVID where it's like sort of you might want to learn how to do a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Now it's like
Yeah.
you better know how to do a Zoom call if you
otherwise
want to
nobody knows how to
participate
talk
in
to
it.
you. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly, for sure.
You know what? I was thinking about, I was talking to Neri today, and I was saying, is it okay to vent? Like, for me, I get it, right? So some people need to release. But when you vent, what does that really do to you? So, like, there's times where I'll just go off on a rant, and then I don't feel any better after. All I did was I've just confirmed what I was thinking in my head. You know what I mean? So there's one thing to think it, there's another thing to speak it, then there's another thing to act on it.
Right.
So I'm like, is venting really necessary? Or is it just creating more negativity in you? Because now you're like, and you just spit it out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I think you need to let it out.
Yeah?
If you let that thought go around over and over again in your head, you'll
Percolates.
But is it easier to change your thought than change your words? Because once you said it, you said it.
Very true.
Right? But when you think it, I think we all think stupid things or whatever things throughout the day, but we don't act on it.
Yeah.
But as soon as you go from the brain to the mouth to the body, that's now you just confirmed it.
But what you might consider being a negative vent could be a very agreeable vent to many other people, right? So it's in fact a positive because they know where you're coming from, and maybe other people are feeling it. So, obviously negativity. There's obvious negativity, right? When you start using powerful language or discriminating language or really rude language. But to say something out there that might be disagreeable to other people, I don't know. I don't know if that's right or wrong.
I don't think there's really anything right or wrong to say out there. It's just one person's opinion. Whether you get offended by it or whether however that makes you feel is on the other person, right? So the way that a couple maybe speak to, like, Neri and I, we never swear at each other.
Yeah.
I just don't swear. You know what I mean? That was just by something I did over COVID. I said, I'm not swearing anymore. Haven't sworn.
Really?
Yeah, it's been since March, right? I'll once in a while let one go, and that's it. But I don't
check him on this one.
Yeah, I don't. So, the way that we
by the end of the
communicate
podcast.
versus like maybe the way my parents communicated when I was growing up, right? It was nonstop swearing at each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Mom, Dad. You know what I mean? So when they communicate, that's just how they talk. Right? Like, and so if somebody saw that from the outside, they'd be calling the police. But that's just normal. Versus like, when I talk, we're talking calm, cool, collective. So I think that whatever you say, it's all subjective. You know what I mean? And some people are going to be offended. Some people could stand behind it. You know what I mean? So whatever you put out there, I just step back, man. Sometimes I'll read stuff. I'm just like, I'm not even getting involved. It's just, I don't want to. There was, perfect example, this 9-round guy. Did you see that?
No.
So this guy, 9 rounds, he's an owner. Sorry if I'm putting the story out there, but she put him on blast, this potential customer. She contacted them and she's like, hey, I work with high-risk COVID cases. She's
So
a nurse.
Who contacted who? What's the 9 rounds?
What's that?
9 rounds is a
What's that? Okay, so I wasn't sure if I was getting filtered and if I shouldn't share the story or
And
not.
she works at 9 rounds? She
If I
owns
go
9
too
rounds?
far, you let me know, Jerome. Anyways, so this girl, no, she's a nurse.
Okay.
So she works in the hospitals. She sees COVID patients. She wanted to go and do a trial over at 9 rounds. I don't know the full story, so if I'm wrong, feel free to blast me.
Mm-hmm.
But this is all I know, okay? And I didn't read into it because I don't like to read. It was a page this long she posted on her personal page.
Mm-hmm.
We're frontline workers and we deserve the respect, and just like, I don't know, I didn't read the whole thing, but that's kind of what I got of it after reading the whole entire feed.
Mm-hmm.
So one of our members reached out and says, hey, you should invite this girl to come and work out with us. Like this is just a little while ago, and so in Code Red, we just can't take anybody on here at North. Anyways, at West we could take on a couple more clients. Here at North we're completely booked, right? So I can't take on any new clients. So I kind of I said, yeah, sure, I'll, go invite her. So I went into the post because she sent me the post, and I went in there and I was like, hey, yeah, just, let us know after COVID, you can come and definitely do a trial. And then I kind of read the feed, and then the owner was in there, basically defending himself. He's like, you know what? He's just not comfortable with it. That's basically what I'm getting from it. Okay. And if I'm wrong, again, I'm sorry. I didn't read the whole story, but basically he's just not comfortable because she said that I work in a high risk ward or something like that. And so he's
He's not comfortable with having her come.
and do a trial. He's like, why don't we wait until after this whole Code Red thing or something like that? And she just put him on blast, bad blast. And so I deleted my comment because I didn't want to be like, hey, RJ's the savior. You know what I mean? Like this guy's in there trying to be a hero. After I read that, I said, hey man, everybody, you got to do what you think is right for you and your team. I hope everybody can respect that. That's basically what I wrote to him directly. So I feel sorry for the guy because now he's having to defend his honor. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people let's write this guy a 1-star review. He should be shut down and this and that. I'm like, wow, I don't I don't want to get mob mentality. In fact, I wish I didn't even comment on this because you know what I mean?
Right,
so I wanted him to basically know hey man, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Right. And so, so that's kind of the story. And what, if he doesn't want to do it, then we just got to respect that. That's not what he's going to want to do.
Exactly.
Right.
Everyone's opinion.
Yeah.
Masks.
Masks.
Look, I looked at you.
Masks.
Rick's head goes down a little bit. Goes into turtle mode.
While we're talking about opinions.
I've got strong opinions about masks, but you know what? This podcast is about you, my friend. And I really enjoy your entrepreneurial story, so I'd like to continue on, if you don't mind, without wearing a mask.
People turned up their volume for that one there, Rick.
So you bought 2 properties. You're a landlord.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I like this. I'm actually big into the finances. It's one of I would say my number one hobby is, investing and learning about investments and all kinds of stuff. But when did you buy these property? What made you become a property owner? Why did you feel that you should do this?
Well, parents, I guess. Dad bought his first house when he was 21.
Okay.
And has a huge portfolio now. And he basically said the market goes up every year. It's not going to crash.
So what kind of properties do you own?
Just single family. I own one in Melville and then one
nice.
in Winnipeg here.
Okay.
Both rented out, and then I live in an apartment.
And you have had these properties for how long?
8 years and 5 years.
All right. So give us a good tenant story.
Ooh, boy.
You ever anybody run the water while they left and plug everything up and flood your home, or
what happens
break all your windows?
What happens in Melville? They just take off.
So in Melville, we're 5 hours away. So if something's really bad, I'll make a trip out there. But I have some friends that watch my place. And one of the craziest stories I heard from him was he asked me, who's living at your place right now? Because it looks like someone's moved their whole farm on your lot. So I had a dog, a bunny, 2 kids, husband and a wife, their friend, all living in this single family house, and then probably about 6 vehicles parked in the back lawn, everything all over the place. He sent me a picture. It was nuts.
And you obviously didn't know this when you first.
No.
Okay.
No, they said they had 2 people, a kid and a dog.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it is what it is. And
so what recourse did you take, or did you even bother?
I didn't really bother. I just said, do you guys think you can clean up your yard a bit?
Okay.
Just because it's just curb appeal.
Yeah.
Just respect for the neighborhood. But other than that, what am I going to
Yeah.
do?
So not too bad.
I like how this guy's so political.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
No, I know several people who own properties, and they have all kinds of crazy stories.
yeah.
Like, it is amazing.
Just went to court 3 times with my dad for one of his properties.
Oh, yeah?
They just weren't agreeing, and they were holding back the rent.
Is that like right now during COVID?
No. So
Okay.
so they're good now. This was last year, but we're still going to court. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we'll still go one more time.
This is one of the things that I don't know how rental properties is so like advised to do.
Sought
You know
after.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with people who seem to have all the rights. Did you say?
Yeah, squatters' rights.
100%.
Yeah,
They
like,
do
I
it.
mean, they move in, and then, great. You hope that they pay. You hope that they're
Yeah.
responsible human beings and,
Yeah.
and generally polite. But if they don't want to, man, they can destroy your place and, change the locks on the doors.
$500, your
Yeah,
Yeah.
your little deposit is not
smash a
covering
window.
Yeah.
Well, you got to do your due diligence, check their references,
Yeah.
see if
Yeah.
they've lived anywhere else. It's a big homework project.
Some
And then-
people don't have that though, right? Like if you buy a house in
Bye-bye.
yes, on Selkirk Avenue or something, it's
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe.
Somebody owns those properties.
It's true.
Yeah, somebody does. But I feel like I had a neighbor. I just moved from the North End. I was there for 19 years, hardcore North End. And my neighbor was, when I first moved there, he was a renter, and the landlord was the cheapest human on the planet, right? He would say, "Okay, I'm going to bring you the paint. You paint," because the guy's like, "I want to paint the house or whatever." He's like, "I'll bring you the paint. You paint, and I'll knock off $20 on the rent or whatever it was."
Mm-hmm.
And he brought him like 7 different cans of paint, just all half cans of paint, different colors. And he's like, "I'm supposed to paint my house like 16 different shades of colors, you know?" So, anyways, it was never ending. And then that changed because the guy passed away. So we got better landlords, but then the tenants went bad, right? And they were just like your tenants, where all of a sudden they just bring their whole shop and all of these old cars and car parts and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just, from an investment standpoint, I've never really understood why real estate is so sought after. It just seems like such a pain in the ass. And one bad tenant could probably like destroy you.
Set you back.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I guess. I don't know.
And most of my friends have the same mindset as you.
Yeah.
Like, why deal with that?
So am I wrong or am I right? Like,
It could be a headache. I've been very lucky with mine too.
Yeah.
My dad's been extremely lucky with his. First time he's had an issue was last year.
oh, really?
So
And he's been doing it for years and years and years?
years and years.
And so what kind of properties does he own?
Duplexes, single family, some warehouses. But it's all about the area, I think. If you pick a good area, you're going to get good good clientele.
So that would be the advice from the rental standpoint?
Pick a good area.
Better area?
Do your research.
Better area, better people?
Should we go to the questions?
Yeah, see it. Oh, yeah, the ones that you sent here?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go.
All right, let's preface this before we get into this. And we're already coming up towards the end of the podcast, so we're going to have a little bit of fun with you, okay? Last week, we did a podcast called How to Please Your Man and all the spin-off questions that come from that. So today, we got some questions, courtesy of RJ and his magic fingers on Google.
Yep.
And
This one's coming from hercampus.com.
Her Campus?
Yeah.
All right.
Hercampus.com.
So just so you know, ladies, kind of sad news for you, but the man is not single anymore.
Yeah.
He's found his unicorn.
But he said if we get 100 likes, he'll rip his shirt off. So
Oh, yeah.
let's-
So where are we at?
You we got 10 minutes. Hey, I shaved my face on live TV on Sunday because people commented. I'm like, I get a little bit uncomfortable. We're at 1 like right now, Jesse. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's about
we're
to
good.
change like
You got-
right now. Watch
you got-
that finger. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, we're going to hit you with 5 questions. You
Okay.
can answer them too. I guess we'll
Yeah, let's
give
go.
our 2
Yeah,
cents.
round table.
Do you care? I think this is a pretty obvious answer. Do you care if a woman shaves or not?
Yes, absolutely.
Everything? Armpits?
I prefer if she kept her hair on, then we're good. Or like
Maybe a little
head-
5 o'clock
head hair.
shadow.
Yeah.
But yeah, armpits, legs, under trail, everything.
Yeah.
That's got to be a lot of work.
under trail.
But you shave. You're a shaver, aren't you?
I shave. Well, the only reason I don't is because I have a lot of hair and I don't want to clog up my own
Oh, yeah.
drain.
Yeah.
But normally I do. Yeah. I don't shave with like I shave my legs just with a buzzer, not an actual
Yeah.
razor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think it's a lot of work if you don't maintain.
Yes.
If you maintain, it's just
yep.
another
got it.
another shower thing.
Are you old enough to get weird hair growth on like your lower back and out of your ears and on your earlobes and stuff like that? Have you hit that mark in your life? Or
He seems
on
like a
your- on your
well-groomed man.
Knuckles?
Yeah.
well, just wait, because then it starts to grow out of here. Like knuckles, yes, that's
Yeah.
normal, but then you get this
Just
weird
a
hair out of
random
here.
spot on your hand.
Yeah, just something to look forward to. And enjoy that hairline too, by the way. That's going to be gone sooner than later. How often do you think about sex? Be specific.
Often, every day, morning, night.
Yeah.
I think I'm a normal dude.
Yeah.
I wonder if, like, okay, so just the word sex
I
makes
wonder-
me think of sex.
Yeah.
I wonder if women, if they hear the same word, what do they think? Do they think romance, or you know what I mean? Like for us, we're just like naked,
Yeah.
going at it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas girls, what are they thinking of when they hear the word sex?
Who knows?
Though, for me, the biggest
knows?
trigger is social media. Like
Oh, yeah.
I've gotten rid of, like, I used to follow all these butt chicks, right? Chicks with great
Yeah,
asses.
you show me. Hey,
Totally. And I had to eliminate down to just one.
Yeah.
I just wanted one. But I'll be like looking, okay, like dogs, business, you know, the weather, politics. No thought of it. And then all of a sudden she comes up
Butt pic.
in a thong. I'm like, that's
God.
it. So it is the smallest thing that triggers me. You know what I mean?
I wonder if that works for women too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they think
Like,
about.
do they get all ready to go? And like
gotta
for us,
get
it just takes a
visual.
The change in a wind
Yeah.
can do it. You know, just a brush of the pants.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not sure if the change of the wind does much for me, but okay, RJ, these are getting pretty crazy questions,
let's
buddy.
keep going.
All right, let's,
We're getting the audience. They're into it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
What are they saying? Take your
Blessing
shirt off.
says romance. We still don't have 100 likes yet, Jesse. So,
So what?
your
tell it-
shirt stays on for another 10 minutes. And
Like,
I've seen this guy's photo. Have you seen his photos?
Yep.
Chiseled.
Oh yeah, ripped.
Chiseled. He was in Cancun last year. Got his hair braided. I'll never forget the picture.
So you had longer hair.
I thought we were going to use that one for this. But
Oh yeah,
so we're getting a fresh one.
Did you notice that the tan makes a bigger difference?
100%.
Like I got a buddy right now, Esteban, and he's in Tulum, and
Yeah.
he's like, he's shredded, but I know like as soon as I see the pics with the tan, it makes a big difference,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tanning's important. Tanning's important.
Do you tan?
In the winter, I tend.
Oh, okay, you ready for this one?
Let's hear it.
Do you enjoy giving head, or do you just do it for the girl? Oh, that's a good question.
That is a
There you go. That's fair enough.
You added it there.
Yeah, I did.
I don't mind it. It's definitely something that you do for your partner.
Mhm.
But yeah.
You
I
ever
don't know.
count how many times you do it in a week?
Give and get type thing?
Do you do the
Give and get.
Do you do the marbles? One for you, one for me. No.
No.
Marbles.
But every time I get head, we put $1 into a piggy bank.
There we go.
And that's her Christmas present at the end of the year. So
Hey, that is great incentivization right there, right? So what incentivization? That's a word, isn't it? So what was the last gift you bought her? Let's just get an idea of how
was
much
it
she
from-
put in.
Was it from Dollarama or was it?
Was
from,
it a $40 gift certificate
Yeah.
to Fast Fired? Because we know how many then, right?
I think it was a laptop.
Oh, there you go. Now the question was it Apple or Dell?
A laptop.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Does it bother you if a girl farts?
Don't mind it, but just do it on your own time.
Yeah, please.
And what about you? Do you let them rip right in front of her and just like you're proud of it?
No, I'll be respectful, but sometimes, you just laugh and it bumps you.
Oh, yeah?
Yesterday I was taking a leak and I let go and went just you're just in your element. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't realize that they were in like the room right next to the washroom.
Yeah.
I froze up a little bit. I'm like, oh god, did somebody hear that?
Well, you guys are way different than me, man. I'm proud of mine. I like angle the body and get ready so that it... Yeah. Hell yeah. All about to the cent. All right. We'll wrap it up here. What's the best gift you've gotten from a girl?
There you go.
There you go.
Sentimental.
Let's just say your present girlfriend. Let's not dive back into
Yeah.
too many of your relationships here.
Best present. Oh, present girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeez. Okay.
Besides a laptop
Besides the laptop. That I've received.
that you have gotten from a girl. Yeah,
That
you've
I've
received.
received.
Yeah.
The other day I opened up the fridge and I've been bugging Nary to make me bars because I just crush them fast, man. If I'm not on a diet, my wife makes these like protein bars.
Yeah.
Just eat like 8 of them, no
Yeah.
problem. And so I've been bugging her, and then one day I opened up the fridge, boom, nice little 6-batch for the kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
The best gift, I don't know if it necessarily you can put your finger on it, but I feel like it's always food related.
Yeah,
Like
for me at least.
Jen just made an apple pie the other day. I'm like, who the hell makes apple pies? You know what I mean? Like from scratch too, not even a
It's a
frozen
treat.
one. So
Little
Yeah,
apple
I
crisp.
guess mine would be just something we could do together, an activity, more than a gift.
yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah.
Supposed to be warm this weekend.
Is it?
Mhm.
Before we let you go, let's talk about your current business, Washi, which we've used here. So basically, you bring your team to their car, wherever it is in the city. Do you
During the
have
summer.
During the summer.
During the summer.
During
So
the
is that
summer,
service done now, or how long are you going to go for?
So we're continuing our service into the winter, but it's just going to be interior cleans and
Okay.
with a few requirements, access to a garage, some room around the car so we can move, and then the vehicle just being slightly heated up because our product doesn't work well on cold
Right.
material. But we're still continuing it.
Okay. So here's a suggestion for you, or for anybody listening. If you have a giant shop, so let's say that you're doing some kind of construction, you have a big shop, you want to do something nice for your guys, bring all their cars in one day and wash them up. That'd be a great little Christmas present too, right? Give them a nice, clean, sanitized car.
Absolutely.
Right? That's a good idea.
The thing I like about Washi is that, like, I was able to work, right? So I brought all these guys' cars, and you guys just came to us, boom, banged them out. Fantastic job. And the reason why I used your service, like, I still have gift cards to Chamois. Whereas, like, I'll drive by the Chamois and I'll see 4 or 5 cars. I'm like, I got to get out of my car. I got to wait in their little lobby thing. I got to get my kids out of the, you know what I mean? Like,
and 4 or 5, there's like 40 or 50 cars in there. It's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. On a slow day, it'd be 4 or 5. And they're just like, that's an hour and a half to 2 hours. Whereas if, like, I spend a little bit more money, they come in and it's quality.
Exactly.
Like, I know every time it comes out of the Chamois, I'm like, and I go sit in a thing, and there's still a dust, right? You're like, oh, I've been waiting for so long, I don't care. Right? Now I know these guys, top-notch job.
Yeah, it's a premium product.
Premium product. And so we have a deal, though, for our viewers.
Yes. So I believe it is Fit Fam 25.
Nope, Fit 25.
So Fit 25. If you go online, go washi.ca, you'll be able to put that promo code in there, and it'll be 25% off any service. And then you can also go on our Instagram and book through there as well.
Fantastic.
Can we tell them the pricing of a car wash just on the air here?
Yeah. So our mobile interior washes are going to be $59.99, and then and that's us coming to you, and then with your 25% discount, brings you to around about a $41 price there.
And the exterior only happens if we have a nice warm garage, correct?
Exactly.
All right, cool. A lot of great information today, a lot of good business stuff. So do us a favor, go ahead and hit your nearest fast fired, support the restaurants, especially right now. I guess maybe support all of the restaurants out there if you can. And if you're looking for that interior car wash, and have it brought right to you, like I said, washi.ca, use the fit code or the code FIT25. So thanks for coming on to the podcast today, Jesse. Had a great time with you today.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
And I do care if my girl farts.